Hi, I'm Claire, and today we're going to talk about some books that I think would make pretty nifty video games. If you've been following Top 5 Wednesday, you might know this is a topic they did recently. I thought it was a really fun idea for a video and I really wanted to film it, but I didn't get it done in time, so I figured better late than never. If you're interested in Top 5 Wednesday, I'll leave a link to the Goodreads group in the description box below so you can check it out. And without further ado, let's talk about some books that I think would make pretty nifty video games. At number 5, we've got The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. The book takes place almost entirely on the spaceship The Wayfarer, as its crew is making its way through the galaxy to a small angry planet where they are going to take a job. I don't think that the actual ending of the overarching plot of the book would be well suited to a video game. I think if you were writing a game based off this book, you'd want to probably tweak the end a little bit, but I think overall it would still make for a really kind of fun gaming environment, and you'd have all these little mini quests to do with all of the characters. And I think the overall world building in this novel, the stuff that you see that's not necessarily the central plot of the book, would be very, very well suited to be kind of tapped into a little bit more, to have more writing done around that and to explore that more in a video game. At number 4, we have Ancillary Justice by Unladylike, and this is another one where I feel like the world building that went into creating the universe where the plot of this book can happen would make for a great game. Our main character, Breck, who we follow throughout the series, used to be this ginormous spaceship called the Justice of Torin, and she used to control not only the ship itself and kind of the environment inside of the ship, but also a lot of the soldiers who lived on the ship. So I think that would make for a really fun kind of resource management game. You could play as any sort of spaceship. If you didn't want to be a Justice, you could be a Mercy or a Sword, which are smaller spaceships, and you'd have to manage things on the ship, like oxygen levels, weapons, temperature. You'd also have to control the ancillary soldiers, warm bodies being controlled by the AI, where you as the AI would be able to both control what's going on in your spaceship, but also see what's going on down on a planet because you have ancillary bodies down there. But you'd also have to be a manager to all the living soldiers on the ship who you're not actually physically controlling, who are real people and who have different needs to your ancillary bodies. Basically, I think that the main conceit of how spaceships work in this universe is so damn cool that I want to be able to actually play that game myself. At number 3, we've got the Newsflesh series by Mira Grant. This is actually book 2. The first book is called Feed, and these books take place in a zombie apocalypse, except it's about 15 or 20 years after the zombie apocalypse and humanity has survived. Of course, the zombies also survived, so that's a bit of a problem. The way that humanity managed to survive in this book was to go all out on science, as well as a healthy dose of fear. Every time you enter a building, you have to put your finger on a little sensor that is there expressly for the purpose of taking a small sample of your blood, testing for the zombie virus, and then if you have been infected, kill you immediately. And that's why I think it would make a really fun game. You could put in this really difficult, like, roguelike mode where you wouldn't be able to save. This wouldn't be a game where you could just have a fight with a bunch of zombies and get some zombie slime on you with no consequences, and I think that would be quite fun. Switching gears dramatically from gruesome zombie stories, we have Murder Most Unladylike by Robin Stevens at number 2, and in fact the whole Murder Most Unladylike series, which I think would make for the most delightful series of visual novels. This is a series about two best friends who go to boarding school together in the 1920s and also solve crime. The book series itself is not only adorable, but it already provides 5 ready-made, really good murder mystery plots. Also, the packaging on these books is really great, and there are a lot of lovely graphics, not only in the cover, but there are some maps of the school and of the other locations that exist in the different books, so you could have something like that utilized in the game. As a player, of course, you'd have to go to class and you'd have to go back to your dormitory at the end of the day, but also you'd have to talk to classmates and to teachers, and you'd have to put together clues in your Detective Society notebook until you were able to figure out finally what had happened and uncover the culprit. And at number 1, we've got another murder mystery, and that is 6 Weeks by Muriel Lafferty. This is one that I'm currently in the middle of reading, so I can't really speak for the ending, but the beginning of it is so good. It is a closed room murder mystery in space where all the main characters are clones, and all 6 of them wake up at the beginning of the book in the new bodies because their old bodies have all been stabbed to death with a giant knife. There's no one else on the ship. It has to be one of them. And so I think this would make for a really great psychological horror kind of a game. The characters of this book know they have been on the spaceship for 20 years, but they have lost all of their memories since the day that they started their mission. This is also a book where you go into the point of views of different characters, so you get to figure out what's going on with them as they are figuring it out, and you're not staying in one character's point of view thinking what's going on with everybody else, do they all want to murder me? But in fact you're going through every single person going, was it me? Did I do it? I think as a kind of like first person psychological horror game where you'd have to get into the heads of all the different characters and collect their memories throughout the ship, but also be in this like confined space and not know what's going on and not being able to really take one person's side versus all the other people because you have to be in each person's head. I think that would be really, really effective, and even though I'm a giant wuss, it feels like a game I'd probably want to play. So that's it. These are 5 books that I think would make for pretty good video games. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know what book you'd want to make into a video game if you just magically could make it happen. If you'd like to see more from me, you can check out a recent video over here, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button that's on my face for more videos from me every week. I've been Claire, thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.